Ready to go get something to eat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hi, welcome to Hunt and Gather with the Chatters. Today we're in central Arizona. We're going archery javelina hunting. And me and my wife both have tags, so we'll probably just take turns on who has dibs that day. But the nice thing about javelina, a lot of time you can get in on a group with archery, shoot one, and then the other person can still sneak up on them again and shoot one too. So anyways, wish us luck, and are you ready to go get something to eat? So here's some prickly pear cactus that the javelina have been digging around and eating the roots. And then also you can see where they actually eat the patty itself too. Right there. So yeah, they eat the patty and they also dig around and eat the roots.
The luckiest person in the world.
It's a pretty nice antler.
That's really great.
The only bummer is not going to carry it. There's a little buck over there. Looks like maybe a 2x2. But it's a mule deer. Only whitetail's open right now. Got lots of tracks here. Lots of tracks, but haven't seen any yet. It's really thick here, so it makes it kind of hard. Just shot a pig 30 yards away. I'm gonna walk up and see if I can cut a blood trail. I'm pretty sure I hit it. I did hit it. He's in that bush right there. He hasn't moved for quite a while. I think he's dead, but I'm gonna walk up to him real slow. I got an arrow ready in case I gotta stick him again. I shot him, look at all that blood. There he is. Awesome. I'm so excited. This is like probably the 18th day going out hunting and probably 70 miles of hiking. But finally got it done. So I'm gonna be quiet, gutting him and skinning him. Just because I don't want to spook the pigs in this area because my wife can still come back and try to get one. But super cool. I got my pig home, just put him here in the snowbank in the shade, and now I'll remove all the legs and also take all the loose meat, and then we'll be ready to make brats.
Alright, so Aaron got a javelina, which we're super excited about, and we really like these smaller animals just because it gives us an opportunity to make some specialty meats because you're not worried about processing this huge animal. So today we're going to make some brats, which we'll show you later, but in the meantime we're going to get some of the backstrap going so that it can cook low and slow all day long, and then we can use those to make some taquitos or flautas, which is what we're making with the soft tortillas. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook this backstrap. These are the javelina backstraps with some onion, and I'm going to just put it in a crock pot for about 8 hours on low. So we'll start that low. I'm going to just wrap these at the bottom, sprinkle those onions on top. Ultimately, I'm hoping this cooks down enough that I'm not having to drain a bunch of juice because I'd like to keep the flavor in there. So I'm just going to barely cover the meat. It's actually good right there. All right, so again, the main thing with any type of meat, regardless of the animal, is you want it to be tender. At least I do. So the main thing that you're going for when you cook it low and slow is that tenderizing. If you cook it for a short amount of time at a really high heat, it gets really tough. So let's go low and slow. We'll cook for 8 hours, and then we're gonna shred it, and we'll make some javelina flautas. All right, so we got all of the brats made. We're pretty excited about them. These are a breakfast sausage hunter blend with a little bit of cheese, Swiss cheese and cheddar cheese. But I didn't even do a count yet. So 52 brats, that comes out to about 10 meals for our family. So that's really exciting. And we have the crock pot down here just because we needed some room to work. And we're gonna have some flautas later on this afternoon.
Awesome, looking forward to that.
All right, so our meat's been cooking for about 8 hours. I went ahead and I pulled it out and I've chopped it real fine. I separated the onions from it just because I'm not going to add all those onions in there. And I have some other ingredients that I've chopped up so that I can add that. I've got some jalapenos, it's about 1/8 of a cup. and then about 1/3 cup of fresh diced tomatoes. I'm going to add all of this into a pan. It's got a little bit of oil. Now, I'm not a big oil user, but I do feel like with Wildgame and seasoning, that little bit of oil really adds to the flavor when you're adding in your chili powder, your garlic powder. So a little bit of oil is really helpful with Wildgame because it's such a lean meat. So I've got that heating up. As far as the seasonings go, I'm going to use some chili powder and some cumin powder, a teaspoon of each, and then I'm going to do kind of a catch-all seasoning, which is a ranch seasoning and I'm just going to use a teaspoon of that, but that's going to have some really good flavors in there, not to mention a nice salty tone that will really add to those flautas that we put together in a little bit. Something that I wanted to share with you is me and my husband, we're really passionate about Wildgame cooking. And we feel like a lot of people forget that Wildgame is just like any other meat. So we put together a cookbook that's specifically for Wildgame. And we do have a recipe in here for the rolled tacos or flautas. It's with squirrels. This is Fern when she was littler. And it's got just an easy recipe for any Wildgame you want to use. In this one, squirrels. But I'm using that same recipe today to make a Wildgame flauta. So if you're interested in this book, you can find it on Amazon, and it's called The Hunt and Gather with the Chatters Cookbook. All right, I just snagged a bite. It's essentially done. I just cooked down the tomatoes, the jalapenos, all the seasonings are in there, and it's ready to be rolled up.
Awesome.
We went ahead and we just cut some whole tortillas, the burrito-sized tortillas, in half, just because we didn't have the small taco size. And what we're going to do is we're going to put about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of meat in a line. And I have the round side oriented towards me intentionally. That's the side I want to roll in first. I'm going to sprinkle a couple tablespoons of cheese, get that rounded end tucked, and then roll it all the way over until it's holding itself sealed shut. And that's all there is to it. Once we have them all assembled, we're going to go ahead and fry them in just a little bit of oil, and that'll really seal that seam of the tortilla together. And then we're going to have guacamole, sour cream, and hot sauce to dip those delicious flautas in, and we'll have some refried beans on the side.
Awesome.
How's yours coming along? Perfection. Last step, we're going to take our rolled flautas, and I'm just going to set them in a frying pan with just a little bit of oil. I bet you this is about 1/2 tablespoon of oil. And I'm putting them seam side down, and that's really going to keep them sealed once it's all said and done. But you can kind of hear them. And I'm going to let those cook for about 2 minutes on each side. Then I'll flip them over and cook them for another 2 minutes. And then depending on what everybody's thinking, I might cut them in half so we have a little bit shorter taquitos. But we got sour cream, guacamole, salsa, and some beans on the side. And we are going to have our little Javelina feast.
Let's eat! Okay, so we got our, you're calling them Flauntas because it's a flour tortilla?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm pretty excited about this. I never get tired of Javelina. It's got a bad rap, but it tastes a lot like pork. I mean, it's for the closest comparison, pork. I'm gonna just put a little beans, a little sour cream, and a little bit of guacamole.
Survey says.
I forgot the salsa, but it's really, really good. Good flavor. A little chewy, but it's still very tasty.
Okay, Fern, what do you think?
It's really good. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, like it's a little bit chewy, but it's really good.
What does it taste like? What kind of meat?
Pork, I would say.
But there's no
Pork or
weird
chicken.
flavor or anything like that.
Yeah.
What about you? You are the hunter that gave us this meal.
Okay, I'm gonna dip it in the salsa and then add a little sour cream. I love it. You know what I like about javelina? They're smaller, so you only get about 15 pounds of meat. But because it's a smaller amount of meat, we usually take the time to make something special, like we made the brats or to make rolled tacos as opposed to just hamburgers and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, love it.
Yeah, you did good. It's a good tasting animal.
Thanks for watching Hunt Gather with the Chatters.
We'll see you next time when we go get something to eat.
And please subscribe. It's free and it helps us out.